across the world on radio, online as well. There's two very lovely people that I've not introduced yet. Gaz. Hi, Gaz, we missed you last week, Gaz.
Oh, I know.
Where were you? I heard you were you were finding yourself in in Thailand.
I was in Guatemala, yeah.
Oh, where were you though?
Gap year.
And you were here today to talk all things tonight with Webby. Good evening, Webby.
Evening, Joe.
I like it, Webby. I like what he's gone for there with a nice little new fashion sense. It might catch on, who knows. There are going to be, if I'm right in saying, there's going to be two types of United fans. Maybe there's not. Maybe there's a bit in the middle. I just saw something there. Maybe there's a couple who might be able to sit on the fence. Guys, there's going to be two types of United fans. There's going to be the United fan who was sort of, can say, job done regarding last night's result against Seville.
Ugh.
They got the job done. They got a 0-0 draw.
Ugh.
Let's take him to Old Trafford and let's do him there. Or there's going to be the other United fan who thinks, no, that 0-0 result is not good enough. We're Manchester United. We're one of the biggest clubs in the world. We can't go to Seville, who aren't the greatest Spanish giants of all times, and we can't sit back and we can't get a 0-0 draw. The fans will be split. Are you the fan who's happy with the draw? Let's do them at Old Trafford. Or are you the fan who thinks that United, because we're not lacking in strikers at the minute, we have broke the bank in the sort of wage bill department to get Sanchez's. We have got a £75 million striker in Lukaku as well, playing for your Manchester United. So why aren't we scoring goals? Why aren't we attacking more? There's two fans, and if you are either one of those fans, get in touch now. 0345 111 7625. The number is along your screen. You'll be charged at standard network rate. Is a normal landline charge. No, it's a bit of a scary number, but don't worry. 0345 111 7625. Calls in early because it does get busy. Before we get to the calls, the two gentlemen in the studio will have your say. The fan you are, what do you think, Webby? Are you a fan that's happy with the result, or do you think United should be winning?
Well, we just spoke before we come on air there, lads, about what Liverpool and City had done. They've gone over there, put the tie to bed, and it's a far conclusion now, the second leg for both games. But, you know, I'm looking at the performance last night, and it's not getting me off my seat. It's not getting me excited. Sevilla are having a poor time this year, don't get me wrong. They win the UEFA Cup for 3 or 4 years on the bounce, and they beat Liverpool in the final. And they've sold all the best players to the selling club. And for us not to go over there and make a mark, and we were lucky, if it weren't for the keeper, we could be speaking about a 2 or 3-0 defeat. Bad finishing by them and some great saves by De Gea. But I'm disappointed, you know, we've got to go there and take the game to them. It was like, and then I've heard what you were saying about, oh, well, it was 0-0, we're happy. But I was saying to you before, Joe, I come out to Bernabeu once, 0-0 at full time, with a load of idiot United fans bouncing about. 45 minutes into the second leg at Old Trafford, we were 3-0 down. Berger got retired by Redondo. Keno scored an goal. We've got to go over, you've got to score an away goal, simple.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to score that goal. Yeah. Whether it's a 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4, you've got to score away. And I'm afraid we didn't even look like scoring last night. You know, we had the shot from McTominay, what the keeper parried, and the goal disallowed. Just very, very poor, very, very disappointed.
Gaz, what do you think? Yeah,
I'm sort of, like I say, not so much sitting on the fence, but I've got opinions that match the two types of fan that you describe. That sort of performance, firstly, actually, can I just start with seeing a lot of Reds today saying that this is like, it's the biggest disgrace that they've ever seen, and Mourinho needs to leave. This is not what Manchester United are all about. I remember very well Alex Ferguson setting up in certain Champions League knockout games just like that. And at times, that kind of performance is acceptable, and the result is acceptable under certain criteria. Not in the last 16 against Sevilla. I'm sorry, it's not acceptable, that performance and that result. To come away 0-0, and also another criteria really that you'd want if you're going to come away from the away leg 0-0, is that you want to know that you're very confident in your defence at home, and you're like, it's all right, bring them back Old Trafford, they ain't going to get past this lot. I ain't confident about some of our lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know we've kept a few clean sheets recently. However, we all know they've got a mistake in them. Chris Smalling last night, for that chance that David De Gea saved. Chris Smalling, where was he? He packed his bags and got on holiday. I don't know what had gone on.
I hope he does.
I hope he does. I can't see. The thing is, I can't see a light at the end of the tunnel for this season, because if we get through to the next round, we're only going to go up against a bigger side, and we could get embarrassed because if we sit at the back against teams with a more of attacking front, Seville the top 10 La Liga teams, they've scored the least out of the top 10. That was a fact that I heard last night.
That's shocking.
So imagine going up against a team like Madrid or Barca who can put goals in the back of the net, and you've got Chris Smalling defending at the back who can't, mark a man. So I'm worried that if we do get a goal at Old Trafford, go to the next round, and Mourinho plays the same way, it is again going to be a bit of an embarrassment for United, and I don't want to be embarrassed in that way. Someone's got to change it, I think. The thing that's frustrates me the most
release
is
the beast, Joe. That's what they've got to do.
We've got so many good attacking options, haven't we?
And you can understand the way he's set up. Mourinho's always going to set up like that. He's going to win games, he's going to draw games, he's going to set up the way he does. But as a United fan, I feel sorry for all those who went overspent their hard-earned money to watch a performance like that. It's not acceptable for Manchester United. Half the job's done, but like you're saying, we scored at Old Trafford early doors, and then there's a shut shop again, and then you look at that Celta Vigo game last year, which we should have been knocked out if the kid puts a chance away at the end. We've got to play like Manchester United Football Club. We've got to release the shackles. We've got to go at these teams, and I am worried about if we get a big boy in the next round, if we're not up for it with injuries and maybe suspensions, that we could get in an embarrassing defeat like Arsenal have done to Bayern Munich.
Totally.
Hopefully I'm wrong, and we can move on, but we've got to release something. We've got the tools. We've got to use the tools.
Massive worry as well in that second leg. If they get a goal early on, we're in a bit of trouble.
Now, for me, every English club can hold their head up high in the Champions League. Liverpool scoring 5, City scoring 4, Tottenham against Juventus was a good result, and Chelsea against Barca. Chelsea aren't doing the best at the minute, but a 1-1 draw against Barca, there's a bit of hope if they go to the Nou Camp and get a goal. United, just not only are we showing ourselves in the Premier League as being a club that don't like to attack, now in Europe, you see that list of results, and fans around Europe, Madrid fans, Paris fans, Barcelona fans will be looking at the first round of the what are we on, 16 now, and they'll be seeing a 0-0 of Manchester United, and they'll know that United have got such an attacking presence. They'll have heard the Sanchez stories. They'll know we've broke the bank for Lukaku, and they'll be saying, why aren't that club that all of them in Europe fear, why are they getting a 0-0 against Sevilla away from home? And that's the only thing if we don't start performing soon and getting the big results and just knocking teams out of the park, we'll lose our fear factor. And you've lived through it. Teams fear United, but if we keep going the way we're going, maybe the fear will go.
No, I'm looking at that last night, and I couldn't get a lot of positives out of the game, and I'm thinking, we don't even look like scoring it. Do we want to score? Are we happy? And I was just very disappointed because, like you're saying, they've struggled this year then for scoring goals, and normally their ground's a fortress over the last few years, and they beat a few English teams, like we said about Liverpool in the final. And I just thought we set about the game from the word go is that the manager was very, very happy with a draw. I would have been happy with a draw if we had scored. Mm-hmm. Score, draw, check all day long.
End of the day, right, I know that we're getting a lot of comments on YouTube and Facebook at the minute from people saying that it's not sort of the Manchester United style. And as I said earlier on, we did play like that under Ferguson. It's a little bit frustrating because Ferguson was doing it in semi-finals against Barcelona, and we're doing it in the last 16 against Sevilla. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if in a few weeks' time and we've got the win at Old Trafford, I think everyone will have forgot about that first leg. Well, but it's taken a massive risk, and I'm not saying that I'm happy with it at all.
If you want your say, give us a call now, 0345 111 7625. 0345 111 7625. Hayder's had his say. Evening, mate. You okay, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you guys?
I'm very well. You want to have your say tonight on the Full-Time Devils takeover? Mourinho's tactics, how is it fitting with you?
Look, I've been a massive fan of Mourinho, but my patience is wearing thin. I just want to talk about the squad and the attacking talent that we have at our disposal. I mean, we've got Sanchez, Lukaku, Martial, Rashford, Mata, Pogba, Lingard. These are brilliant attacking players, and yet we're relying on our defence, to hold teams, when in reality that's the weakest part of our game. Back in the day, Jose had a really strong Chelsea team in 04-05. He had, Terry, Carvalho. You look at our defence, Smalling, Jones, and 2 converted wingers. I don't understand why we're not playing to our strengths. It's only Sevilla, it's not Juventus. Spurs went to Juventus, absolutely dominated them. But we're just not getting that right attacking cohesion and chemistry going forward. And, the Sanchez signing was a great signing, but does Jose really know where to play him? Because for me, Martial has been one of our best players this year, and to take him away from the left side and stick him onto the right and now onto the bench is just going to destroy the lad's confidence. So I'm not sure what you guys think, but for me, we have so much attacking talent at our disposal, and it really pains me to say this, but Pep, Klopp, Pochettino would be getting this team, smashing teams 4-5. All we do at the moment is rely on individual pieces of magic to win games. There's no invention. It's quite clueless, to be honest. We can't even keep hold of the ball. So, yeah, that's just something that's really, really been frustrating me. And the game yesterday was embarrassing. We had one shot, McTominay, one shot on target in 90 minutes. And it was a bad shot. And whenever we get the ball, there's no one making run. There's no movement. There's no attacking plan. And I have read a few articles in the past, and people say that Jose works really hard on the defensive system of his teams. But when it comes to attack, he said, sort of go there and do what you have to do. And I don't think that's right. I think these guys need to be drilled. They need to know what they're doing when they go out on the pitch. It feels like they're going out clueless.
Yeah. Webby, what are you saying?
Just going on what he was saying there about, I look at what the manager made the comment about Luke Shaw 2 weeks ago, praised him to the hilt. The last 3 games he's played in, we've not conceded a goal. We look so much more balanced. He's not even in the squad last night. Now, I'm not going to get on
100% agree.
I'm not going to get on Ashley Young, but he's a winger, yeah? He's not a left back. It proved that at Wembley, daydreaming after 6 seconds, and then 10 days later he drops Shaw again, and Young plays at Newcastle. Now, obviously, if you probably say to Ashley Young playing nets, he would do. He seems that type of lad. Yeah. But we've got to get balanced. He's praising Shaw. He's not in the squad. And then I'm looking at people having a go at Matic, but I think in Matic's head, because the 2 people behind him are playing that bad, he's dropping deeper and deeper, and that space between our midfield and our forward is getting bigger.
Yeah.
So
totally
we have got problems in that sense. When everyone's fit, I'd like to see Bailey start against Chelsea. I think he needs a game. I'd like to see Shaw start. I'd like to see us attack Chelsea, beat Chelsea, and get this momentum going, because we can destroy teams. We've proved that this year. We've got to release Go on, son.
I just think something, that I've always been brought up on, and, my old man, took me to my first ever game, and something that, just being entertained and excited off your seat. And, for a long time, I can't even think the last time that I sat and watched the game and I thought, this is brilliant,
Yeah. The last time I was on the edge of my seat is when we had Ronaldo in his last year.
Yeah.
And I was on the edge of my seat. And I didn't mind paying all the money because I was getting entertained. Now, some games, you've got to look at the result, but you still want a bit of entertainment. That's what it's there for.
Exactly, yeah.
And it was disappointing last night, but we could be speaking about a 2-0 defeat here if you want for the goalkeeper.
I know, yeah.
Our job at Old Trafford in a fortnight time become a lot harder. Luckily we got 0-0, but the key is you scored away from home. You've got a very good chance of going through.
I miss actually having players where as soon as they get the ball, you're excited for what's going to happen next. And I thought that that's exactly what Paul Pogba would be, but you don't know. It's 50-50 sometimes when he gets the ball, because he's going to try something ridiculous and it might come off, but most of the time he's going to lose the ball doing it. And it's a shame. I thought Sanchez is that player as well, so hopefully, give him a few more weeks and let him settle in a bit. But at the minute, man...
Hey, Dave, thank you very much for your call, mate. It brings up an interesting point there. I mean, what is there to excite? You got a young generation. Every year there's new football fans. If you're a young person and you're watching football for the first time, not just in England but around the world, and you're seeing football that you want to be entertained against. We were brought up in generations of United teams that were just attacking, and as a kid you get exciting, but I don't see any kid who's going to decide what football team to support choosing Manchester United after a boring 0-0 result like that. I mean, David De Gea might excite a kid, that might go, oh, look at it, what a man, what a great save. But the attacking flair, I mean, I grew up with Van Nistelrooy and Solskjaer, and used to see these players attacking time and time again. You worry that the young generation might look, and there's 2 attacking teams at the minute, and we both dislike it, like City and Liverpool.
You just have to make sure they do what my dad did and kick him out the house.
Kick him out the house. Anyone else. Mickey's online. Hello, Mickey, you okay, mate?
All right, lads, how's it going?
I'm very well, mate. Now, talk about last night, and what did you make of the game?
I just think the performances, it's hard to watch. Like, for Manchester United, as I say, even the last caller was saying the same thing. It's just, at the end of the day, Manchester United are about winning trophies, but even the performances at the minute are just doesn't look right. We don't gel again. We've got our best player sitting on the bench, Martial, last night. It's just hard to watch sometimes.
Can I ask you a question, mate? When we signed Sanchez, the reason that I was for the signing, I'm really excited, is because I thought there's no conceivable way that he'd push Martial out the team. I know they both play on the left, but I thought Jose Mourinho isn't going to push one of the best young players in world football out the team. Can I ask you this? Say if it were to kick off with Martial, and maybe he is to leave United at some point, not this summer maybe, but in the future, would you still rather have Sanchez than him?
To be honest, no. Martial's a younger player. I honestly
Exactly.
think Martial will be 2-3 years, he'd be world class. He'd be up there with the best. But it's just Jose's played Martial on the right recently instead of just playing Sanchez on the right, or just behind Lukaku and playing Martial in the super position on the left wing. It just doesn't make sense to me.
But I think Sanchez would have done better where Mata was last night, and with Sanchez in there as well.
You look at Sanchez then, and for me, when I watched him play against us for Arsenal, he played a lot of the time on the right and caused a hell of a trouble and swapped in between. Now, they could swap in between, and I'm looking at Martial. He seems to be one of those players, if you don't put your arm around him, he'll go sulking, and we don't need that. The kid, I'd love him to play down the middle. First season at United, he was unstoppable.
Yeah, it was.
But Lukaku's always going to get that first option all the time. But I would love nothing to see best is Rashford and Martial, two up front, down the middle, with Sanchez on one side, and obviously with someone on the other, maybe Young, and attack teams and do it the United way, and we'll win a lot more games than we'll draw.
It sounds great, mate. That team,
me in
said that,
charge.
it sounds great. But the thing is, firstly, we're never going to play that team, and if we were to play that team, it would never work because of the style of football that we're playing. I mean, last night, don't get me wrong, I don't think Lukaku was brilliant last night, but he will tell you what, Rashford or Martial would have done even worse in that position if they were playing to that system. So if we're going to play that team, we need to change the system.
Mickey, are you confident with the Champions League second leg? Do you think United will go on? But then is there a worry that when the next bigger team comes up, it could be a bit of an embarrassment?
As you said, I think at home we should do the business, but it's whoever we get next. It's just like, even if we get any of the English teams next, it'll be hard to see us beating them. It's just we're not just gelling as a football team at the minute. Last night was just push the ball up to Lukaku. It was no 1-2s, no keeping the ball, sipping it in to Sanchez, moving off him. It was just hard to watch. Simple as.
Mickey, you're very right there. It was hard to watch. We're going to go from Mickey to Dishan. Dishan, you okay, mate? Oh, he's gone. I think he's gone. Yeah. Oh, he's there. Whoa. Hey!
Yeah.
One of those TV time delays. You okay, mate?
No, I'm just checking. No, I'm good, man. The performance was expected, innit? I didn't get all the row about the draw and everything. The whole team's out of form, so what do you expect? We're not even scoring goals. 2-0 against Huddersfield is a bit meh as well. But, there's not one player other than De Gea that's in form, so I expected it. I wasn't really shocked. I'm not really embarrassed by it because I expected it, but it is what it is, isn't it? I think it's happened ever since Sanchez came in. It's hard to say that, but it's true because we had a system before that. What do you think?
What, and you think that maybe he's changed the system in a way to sort of make Sanchez more comfortable and it's not worked?
Yeah, it's like you're on career mode, right? And you promise a player you're going to play him part of the starting 11, and you fit him into a squad and you keep losing or you keep getting performances that are not working for the overall team. I think that's the 11 is just playing individually. Everyone's just playing as players, not playing as a team. Because I think the system before Martial, we had some bad results, but we were a team, if you get what I mean. So yeah. I think that's the issue. I see a lot of posts as well. So I was going to come on here when we won, but the draw wasn't really that bad, I don't think.
No, you're going to come back on when we won. I remember you from last week. Yeah. You said you're going to come back on when we won. Unfortunately, you had to settle for a draw.
A draw? No, that's the thing. Me and my brother was watching it, innit? My brother was shouting at the TV, and I'm like, nah, nothing's happening. Like, even when they had a shot, I'm so confident in De Gea, I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Ain't nothing happening. Nothing's getting past him. It's all good.
Oh,
I
good.
mean, that was not only one bit.
Confidence in the team.
I wish I had the confidence to not be worried as well after a 0-0, honestly.
Adishan, thank you very much. Make sure you bell us when we win next time. We've got to take a bit of a break, but coming up after the break, we want your calls. This is like therapy for United fans. If you've got anything you want to say, give us a call. We'll get you on. The phone lines are busy. If you can't get through, we make sure keep ringing. We will get you on 0345 111 7625. It's been such a busy first section. We've not even talked about Manchester United on YouTube. Gaz is going to be talking about that next. Don't go anywhere. Get your calls in. We'll be back in about 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
The Excess.
Already 0345 111 7625. Sorry for the mad flashing graphic. We're just having a bit of a party here, buzzing for the Chelsea game on the weekend. Gaz, Manchester United are on YouTube. They have joined YouTube today. I'm hearing that they're already on 69k subscribers already. As a YouTuber, as a man, 69k already. Nothing that. Try 417.
Useless.
As I can see in the corner of the
Load
screen.
of rubbish.
United on YouTube. They've finally caught up. A big club I got on YouTube. It's good, isn't it, the United on YouTube?
Oh, yeah, it's good. I'm really excited for the channel. However, what is it with United and social media and taking 10 years to actually set anything up? They were about, how late were they to
They've
Twitter?
just got a Bebo.
Now they're still on MySpace. They've only just come over to YouTube. But yeah, man, it's good. It's good to have something else in the online community as well.
Do you think they'll get stuck into the YouTube community? Do you think they'll get players doing challenges and stuff like that?
Probably, yeah. I'm looking forward to see it as well. There's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be very different to what we do, though. I mean, we're all about sort of uncensored opinions of actual Man United fans, not just. So basically, come to us, Full-Time Devils, if you want to see this idiot and that not so much of an idiot talking Man United and complaining all the time. Or you can go to United to see Jesse Lingard using Snapchat filters.
What about, do we be playing games on this channel?
Yeah,
exactly.
Chris Smalling, hide and seek, just don't go and find until after the second leg.
Yeah, Zlatan challenges someone to a boxing match from City. We're going to go to Will. Will, evening, Will. You okay, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you?
I'm very well,
Will.
mate. You want to talk about the defence, Luke Shaw and Valencia? What's your thoughts, mate?
I don't get how Luke Shaw isn't our consistent starting left back with Young subbing in. Like, Young does a job and he's got experience and he's not the best at the back, but he offers a bit going forward and he can cut in and whip a ball in. Fair enough, but how Luke Shaw wasn't even in the squad last night is just disheartening for me. United fan. I don't know what the lads think.
I said that a few minutes ago. The manager's come out 2 or 3 weeks ago, praised him, which obviously he's had a go at him publicly saying he wasn't fit. He's praised him, saying he's one of the best left backs. Then he doesn't get in the squad. He doesn't play at Newcastle. He did well at Huddersfield. We look so much balanced when Shaw's in the team, and he's getting fitter and fitter. He needs more game time. And for me, if the kid stays fit, is he a better left back in the Premiership? That injury he had, I was there that night, terrible injury, knocked him back. Unbelievable how he's playing again. But for me, for him not being in the squad last night and to not start, found it very strange. I hope he does start on Sunday, but I can't. It's like the manager doesn't trust him in big games. That's what I think personally. As I look at the mistake what Youngie made up at Wembley, ball watching, but
exactly.
Time's on his side. Hopefully he'll start Sunday. Will,
what do you make of Valencia then? Because I want to speak about Valencia, who is our captain at the minute. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about United's flair and passion. Is Valencia the right person that United need as their leader?
Well, he's been in the squad a while and he has got that sort of passion about him, but you don't see him talk to anyone.
No.
He doesn't talk to any players, doesn't boss people about like he should do. And he is a winger playing at right back, so I'll give him a little bit of credit, but he's been playing right back for quite a while now. So
I tell you what, that's something I miss I think we've missed it this season, of Wayne Rooney. Someone, whatever you want to say about Wayne Rooney off the pitch, when that whistle blew to the 90th minute, to the final whistle, he was United through and through. He was hounding the referee. He was giving people 100%. Instructions. He was making sure United went out there and got the win. But if United went a goal down, he was gearing people up. He said, "This isn't us. Valencia, if a goal goes in, you shrug your shoulders, and he's the first one with his head down walking to the halfway point. He shouldn't be doing that. We should be doing the sort of, come on lads, let's get the ball in the back of the net, let's put it halfway spot, let's get this leveller. All I'm saying is we need someone like that. Will, thank you very much for your call, Will. Take it. You got a prediction for Chelsea on the weekend?
I'm going to go bold 2-1 United.
Oh, he's gone 2-1. Will's gone in early with a 2-1. We want your calls. 0345 111 7625. About 22-7. We're going to be previewing Chelsea. It's going to be a big game. Top 4. You know, it can change things. A lot of things can change. We can advance a bit more into the top 4. We can lose our position. Ish. No, we can't. But we want your say. Make sure you get it in early. 0345 111 7625. We'll preview Chelsea very soon. Osman is on the line. Evening, Osman.
Yeah, evening, guys. I just want to talk about Mourinho.
Yeah, go for it.
And his tactics, man. Like, I hate to do this. Like, I hate to mention Man City, but like, if you see the way Guardiola plays, you see there is identity. But with Mourinho, there is no identity. It's all about defense and his football negativity. You know, the negative football. I don't like last year was the same thing. The only thing we did was we won the title, but we played the same football as we played last night.
I mean, I know what you're saying in a way, mate. But
what is the complaint? What is the complaint about the fans now? Because we knew what Mourinho, the type of football he played. Like United, like Ferguson. When we talk about like a couple of years back, we knew what his identity was: attack with wide players. What is Mourinho's? Defend and. Like, people pay 70, 80 pounds to watch Man United. Some people pay 300 just to watch Man United. And if you go games like that, my friend, that's not enough. That's not what Man United...
Just put in there, if you look at Mourinho in his first time at Chelsea, you had Cole, you had Robin. There was attacking teams. And then the second time, the amount of games when they beat us 1-0 at the Bridge, they won quite a lot of games 1-0. I just think that we've just got to release the. We've got. If we didn't have the tools, we didn't have the players to do this, I'd be more worried. But we have got the players. That's the thing. What like Martial, you can do, and not just Martial. We got the players to destroy teams, the best teams, and I think they're being held back now. Chelsea on Sunday is going to be an hard game. You know, and a big blow for me. We're going about Chelsea's the Herrera injury. Last year he was the main man at Old Trafford he scored the goal and he kept Hazard in. And we got anyone else to do that, because to stop Chelsea, you stop Hazard, you got half a chance.
Osman, thank you very much for your call. We're going to go to the YouTube comments.
Yeah, we've got a comment here from Indy Tagger, and it was in response to what you've just said then, Webber. He says, we don't have the players to play attractive football. You know what I mean? What, Marcus Rashford...
Sanchez, Lukaku, Lingard,
Alexis Sanchez,
Rashford,
Lukaku, Lingard. Are they not?
Give us a call. If that's just you in the comments, give us a call. 0345 111 7625 and let us know why they aren't attacking enough. Salone is on the line. We're going to let Salone say his point. What is your point, Salone?
So my point is we need to change the manager.
Okay, why? And also, who would you bring in, and what difference would they make?
This is what the show's about. United fans saying their thing. So we're going to let you explain to us, why you think the manager's changed, and then tell us who you might want to see in.
So just looking at the way we've been playing this whole season, it hasn't been a really convincing game that we played, and we thought like, oh yeah, this was well deserved. And,
let him speak.
Go on.
The other thing as well is, if we're going to replace Jose, I think we need to bring in, the guy that was at Barcelona last season.
What, Luis Enrique?
Yeah.
It's concerning that you don't know his name, mate, but go on, carry on.
Well, no, I get you. So Mourinho's not doing it for you as a United fan?
No, he's not doing it, mate.
What is it that's missing from the United squad that you want to see? What is it that you think this isn't, United? Mourinho's not doing the job for me.
It's just a flair. There's not enough flair in the team, because you can see how the team is playing. One ball, one pass forward, then another pass backwards. Like, it's just that, 90 minutes of that, and that's so boring.
He's bored, and you think, get him out in the summer, and then Luis Enrique, Okay, next for United.
Listen,
Because we've got time. Like, obviously not now because we need the stability in the team. But when it comes summer, because either way, like, they're going to replace so many people in the back four and in the midfield as well. Why don't you give those resources to a new manager to do that job?
Well, there we go. Salom, thank you very much.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, well,
I've not been
so
speechless, but listen, we're all entitled to our opinions.
ever been sat in this studio and not been able to say a word for 2 or 3 minutes. Unbelievable.
It was more the point that the biggest question that what happens when people bring up Jose out is, right, well, who do you replace him with? Because with Jose Mourinho, you're talking about a manager who's literally won everything there is possible to win, as well as being proven in the Premier League. Last year, in fact, he's also proven that he can win trophies with Man United. And this season, we're well on course for a second place finish if we can carry on. So I'm not sure what other manager there is out there that there is not more risks with getting. Even a bloke, a legend like someone like Ancelotti, there's more risks. Because, than there is with Jose at the minute. So I fully don't understand that logic, but we're all entitled to our opinions.
We're all a bit
speechless. If you're going to replace Jose, at least know the name of the bloke that you're going to replace him with.
Yeah, we're all a bit speechless, so we might as well go to someone else who can talk. Alex, you're on air with the Full-Time Devils takeover. Good evening, mate.
Hello, mate. You alright?
I'm very well, Alex. So what do you want to speak about today? You want Mourinho out?
Absolutely not. I'm absolutely shocked about that. I don't know what to say, really. We're
all the same.
Everyone's fine after a Europa Cup win, but not after a 0-0 draw against Sevilla. I do believe that there was an eye on this week's game against Chelsea, but I don't know why Shaw hasn't been playing. We need to get him in the team.
I don't. But what the thing about Shaw is so weird, because I just think that in fact, by far and away, he's the best fullback at the club, because I don't think we actually have any fullbacks. I think the only other fullback we have is Darmian, and he's naff.
Yeah, but I can't understand how Darmian's on the bench last night.
I know.
And Shaw's not. Like you're saying what Alex has just said there, with the mind going on to Sunday's game. Hopefully Shaw starts. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I hope Shaw starts.
He brings something different. He's not just a defensive asset, but he's also, going forward. I'm not seeing anything like it.
Balance, he brings us balance as well, which we didn't look last night. We didn't look at Tottenham. It was all over the place. He brings us that stability and balance in the back four. And we get Bailey back in, we get Shaw in, I thought Lindelof's done okay the last 2 games. Keep him in the team. You know what I mean? He's looked well. He's used the ball well. He's not looked uncomfortable, so he stays in the team. And then Valencia, I'd be happy with that back four of Shaw, Valencia, Bailey and Lindelof on Sunday. I'd be
very happy with that as well.
So you're happy United fan, Alex? Are you happy where we are at the minute? You think you can see a light at the end of the tunnel?
I've got a family full of City fans, so not brilliant, but it's all right. I think there's like a 3-year plan with this new contract signed with Mourinho, and I think we won't be long till we're back when we used to be.
Top man,
Alex, thank you very much for your call there.
I was thinking then, just hearing Alex talk about Luke Shaw there, and I've heard other people say it as well, and they'll say things like, oh yeah, Luke Shaw, he's good at defending, and he's good at going forward, and he's got a good cross as well. He should be in the team. And I'm just thinking, that is the minimum that you want from a fullback. Yeah. If you've got a fullback who can't defend, they're not a good fullback. If you've got a fullback who can't attack, he's not a good fullback. If you've got a fullback who can't cross, he's not a good fullback. I'm sorry, but it winds me up, mate.
Guled, you're our final caller of this section. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
What's your point you want to bring in?
I want to talk about Sanchez. Why did Jose sign him? I think he's a great player, but he's affecting the likes of Martial and Rashford. They play on the right wing. This season, our problem was the midfield. It wasn't left wing, and to an extent on the right. So why don't Sanchez play on the right? Why does he play on the left?
Can I ask you then, Guled, if you knew how the results were going to go and you knew how it affected, would you now, in hindsight, have signed Sanchez?
Yeah, but play him on the right. Why is he playing on the left?
Agreed.
That's the problem. I think he's a great player, but why is he playing on the left? We have Martial. Since before Sanchez came, Martial scored 3 goals in the last 3 Premier League games. He was on form. Since Sanchez come in, his confidence has gone down, and he's playing on the right. I don't get Jose. Every time Martial plays well, Jose drops him or he plays him on the right. I don't get it.
Yeah, you know what? If anyone does get it, 0345 17765. Gillard always gives us a bell. He's a great talker. Make sure next week as well. Get in touch on the comments. We're going to have to take a quick break. Coming up after the break, we're going to be previewing Chelsea. We're going to speak to a man called Jason, who's got a petition that we can all get behind as United fans as well. Don't go anywhere. Literally 2 minutes, and then we'll be back with you. So stay with XS Manchester and the Full-Time Devils.
The XS.
Are back, not long left before we have to say goodbye, but we've got about 10 minutes to preview Chelsea and also talk to the man called Jason. Jason, you okay, Jason?
Yeah, great, thanks. And yourself?
I'm very well, Jason. Jason, you're doing something that we should all get behind and that we should really, as United community, support. Tell us then what you're up to.
I'm trying to get Harry Gregg and Midthood here for everything he's done with Munich.
Yeah.
Also with everything to do with football and also grassroots football. He takes a lot to do with the Mug Cup in Northern Ireland as well. It was something that Webby said on your show a few weeks ago that sort of inspired me to do it, because he said if somebody got this up and running that he would back at the hilt, and I'm hoping that this is what is going to take place, that the man deserves. And sort of to use Harry's words, he wants to be remembered for the football and not as a hero.
So tell us then what we can do as as United fans and how we can help you out.
Well, I have onchange.org. If you search either my name, Jason Peters, or find Give Harry Gregg a Knighthood and sign the petition. At the minute there, just before we come on there, we're up to about 605 from Tuesday morning, which isn't too bad. Now, I'm pestering Twitter with it at the minute.
Yeah.
Well, he knows.
Yeah, you're pestering for the right reasons, though, Jason. It's a great...
Exactly.
Obviously, I've met the man a few times, and we've all heard the stories about what he's done, and as a player as well, and as for football in Northern Ireland, you know, he's a great man. And if you look at some of these people who've been put third in front of him, it's an absolute joke. And he should be no problem. So let's jump on board with Jason. Let's get this position signed, and let's do our bit to make it happen, because it should happen. You know, he's a great man. You know what I mean? And it should be done.
So I've just tweeted it out. I've just tweeted the link at XS Manchester. You can go, if you're on Twitter now, head over. So it's at XS Manchester. The link has just been tweeted from you, Jason. Jason, we'll keep you updated. We'll try and get you on with a bit of progress and see where we're at. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Cheers for your call, Jason. Top man.
I think that is something that every football fan will get behind, getting Harry Gregg a knighthood.
Yeah, Jason, top man as well for doing that. We'll make sure we keep you up to date with the progress of that. And if you could just head over to XS Manchester. Full-Time Devils retweeted as well 2 tweets ago, I think. So have a look and go sign it, because, you know, it's one of them. Mike, our final call of the day before we preview Chelsea. Good evening, Mike. You're in Nigeria.
All the way from Nigeria, guys. First of all, big thanks for the show. And you'll be surprised, there are a lot of people out here who listen and debate and enjoy just, being a part of the Manchester United community. So it's wonderful to be on the show with you guys.
Mike,
brilliant. Thank you, mate.
Take the lead, Mike. This is your time. Let us know what you're thinking as a United fan and what you're thinking about the game last night and the players like Pogba, etc., etc.
Well, I enjoyed the game. As a tactical masterpiece, I enjoyed the game. Mourinho set his team out there for one thing and one thing only. Do not concede a goal. Be tight. Don't get out of Sevilla with something that we can work with going into the second leg. It's a two-legged tie. And the point I just want to make is, as Manchester United supporters around the world, Fergie told us, our job is to stand by our manager. Well, obviously he was talking about Moyes, but he was making a bigger point. Stand by the manager. And we've always known that the manager is the beginning, and there's no player bigger than the manager. So if the manager decides he's going to drop a player, which Ferguson did time and time again, and I didn't really remember people going crazy over that, we need to support the manager. And we can't get sucked into the media's narrative. For them, it's easy to pick on Manchester United. Pogba is a flop, he's a disgrace, he costs too much money, he's dabbing, haircuts, whatever. We don't care about that. The most important thing is we have to support the team and support the players. And at the end of the season, we take stock, review where we are, and plan for the next season. We go again. The negativity yesterday, it was so confusing seeing how people were, the performance wasn't great, but the result was good. You think we lost 4-0 and we're out of the Champions League, but we still have a fighting chance. And as long as we still have a chance, we support the players, we support the team, regardless of who plays, and trust that the manager knows what he's doing. As far as Chelsea, I'm excited about the game because we have a great record at home. I think Mourinho has only lost 2 games at home, obviously both games against Man City. So, and he always, at home, the big games anyway, we always turn up. I remember the Arsenal game last season, we should have won that game.
Oh, we should have.
The Liverpool game last season, we probably should have won as well, but the Pogba thing and, the penalty and the emoji, that probably just, but we probably should have won because we went into that game in a rich vein of form. We beat Spurs and we beat Chelsea, of course. So I'm pretty confident about the game this Sunday. But everyone just needs to support the team and support the manager, and this negative energy just needs to go.
Mike, you've said it. What everyone else needs to do. This negative energy needs to go. Mike, thank you very much for your call. Little prediction of the weekend's game.
3-1 to United.
Big score, Michael.
Mike, all the way in Nigeria.
Get Mike from Nigeria on more often. You know what? It's an interesting point there, what he said. He said about supporting the team. I think that some people don't think that you can criticise certain aspects of United. So you can criticise Mourinho in some way and you can criticise certain players, and you can still support them at the same time. Like, for example, let's say a player, like I know it got to the point where everyone was saying this, but Marouane Fellaini, a player that I'm not necessarily a huge, massive fan of, I think that United would probably be best off getting rid of him in the summer and replacing him with someone else. However, if they're singing for United for Fellaini in Old Trafford, I'm going to be singing as well, and I'm going to be supporting him, and I'm going to cheer every time he scores. And there's a difference between support and you can still criticise while supporting your team. It's when people are like, oh, give up, not watching this rubbish, Jose out, load of crap.
Well,
saying we've lost the next game.
Because he signed a 4-year deal with Betty, so he's gone. You've got your wish.
You've got your wish. Right, gentlemen, we've got a big game on the weekend. Chelsea. It's going to be, a bit more important game than we think. It's not going to be a race for second. It's not going to be a race for the top spot. As it looked back in the early stages of the season, it's going to be a race for the top 4 as the competition gets tougher, the games go on. You've got 4 teams really going for it. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea and United. The games will come. We've still got the big guns. I think we've still got Arsenal. We've played Spurs now. We've still got Arsenal, Chelsea and City left, and Liverpool as well. Yeah. Big game. How do you think Mourinho's going to go? Didn't go very well from last season. What was it, 4-0 away to Chelsea?
You're weird. We didn't even play that bad in that game.
I know,
we weren't that bad.
I was there at the Chelsea game last year, and they scored after about 20 seconds, and I thought it was a replay from the screen what we was watching previous, but look at, we did well against Chelsea last year, but we just said then about Herrera. If you want to stop Chelsea, you've got to stop Hazard. End of story. Herrera was man to man. I think when Hazard went to the toilet at half time, Herrera tried to follow him. So it's going to be a blow. Have we got anyone else to do it? Can McTominay do that? I don't know.
How do you see him setting up his attacking line? Do you think he's going to go for it? Do you think he's going to play Lukaku, Rashford, Martial? Do you think or is he going to play the sort of same team that got beat by Tottenham? Got beat.
I think he'll go with either Rashford or Martial. On the left, Sanchez will go right. Lukaku. He'll just go set up the same way. We've got to beat Chelsea. But with what's gone on the last couple of nights, everyone's just everyone's just calmed down about this between the two managers. Are they going to shake hands? Is the wig going to fly off? you don't know what's going to go on. Are they going to speak? Obviously, then we had the thing on Friday when he got presented with a signed United shirt. Conte, it's not about him, it's about United versus Chelsea, but obviously Sky will build that up into the two things. But we've got to win, we've got to attack him. I think Chelsea can be got if you attack him. They played well against Barcelona. They give the Barcelona goal to him by a stupid mistake. So I'm confident for Sunday.
Gaz, what are you thinking?
Oh, I just think that the midfield especially needs to change a little bit, mate. The past couple of games it's been so sort of slow, and there's been a lot of immovability. Is that even a word? Really, about the midfield, and the pace really needs to pick up. And I'm just hoping that certain players sort of pull the finger out a little bit. I mean, Paul Pogba, he is such a big player for us because he is so good. And when he doesn't turn up, a lot of the time the whole team cannot turn up. That's how important he is. But if he has a good game,
do you think you'll play Pogba?
Then we could be in with a chance. Without doubt. Pogba? Without doubt.
Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know what sometimes go through Mourinho's head. He's a very unpredictable man.
I don't think Jose knows himself sometimes.
I think as well, I just think it's a little bit too early in these big games for McTominay to be playing as well. But he's a promising player. I think it's just he's not quite done enough to prove that he should be playing in these big games yet.
Comment section, let us know what you're thinking about the result. Put your predictions in the chat. I'm going to go to you, Webby. What result is it going to be? What score is it going to be?
I'm going to change this week, Joe.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I'm going to change. I'm going to go 2-1 United.
2-1 United for the first time ever. Gaz, what are you thinking?
1-0. 1-1. 1-1. I'm sorry, I can't see it. I'm sorry, I can't see it. I can't see it. I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, we got to go.
All right, go on then. 5-0.
5-0. Thank you very much for watching. Just got one little clip.
Well, you made a long trip down. What do you think the score's going to be today?
It needs to be 1-0. Will Grigg on the text. Come on!
We're going to leave you with that. This has been the Full-Time Devils takeover of XS Manchester. Thank you very much for listening. Go and download the XS Manchester app. Go subscribe to Full-Time Devils and make sure you keep up to date with everything we do.
Best United channel on YouTube.
We'll see you next week.
The XS Manchester Football